Welcome to a new vlog, a new week.
A new project.
A new project, yes. We're starting off the week looking at this ugly shelf. This shelf has been in my family since I was a baby. Literally a baby. So I'm 48 years old and this shelf is probably 48 years old.
Or older.
Or older, yes. It is a metal shelf, so it looks terrible. It looks ugly. It looks awful. But my parents used it. I think they've used it for books, toys, whatever. And then it has been painted tons of different colors.
Yeah.
But then my dad put that paper. What is that? Contact paper. He put the contact paper on it, which it looks fine when he did it. But now, Ashley is wanting to spray paint this and use it to set books on. And so it doesn't need to be perfect because it's going to have books on it, so it's going to be covering it up. Sticky. Just where the contact paper was. But there's not, honestly, there's not much contact paper left on it. You can see the brown at the bottom and there's some brown here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the contact paper off. Then we bought a can of this flat gray primer. And we picked gray because we're going to use this black. We bought 2 cans of black spray paint. So today's a very sunny day outside, and so it's a good day to spray paint this, and I don't think it'll take long to dry at all. I'd say this gray doesn't take, it says fast drying, wet or dry sandable. And of course it has the directions, all that stuff on the back that Kevin will read, I'm sure. But the first thing he's doing is just taking that contact paper off, and then
Clean it really good.
yeah, he'll probably clean it. You had talked about sanding it, but I don't think it needs to be sanded.
I mean, I worry about this because this is the old contact paper that's been painted,
Right.
and it probably needs to come off there.
Oh yeah, if we can get it off, I'll try to help you
But
get that off.
I may have to get a heat gun and a scraper.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I just got to be careful not to.
See, because look, that's coming off right here.
I can't get a hold of it anything right here.
Oh,
Anyway,
because
on the
it's
plywood.
been painted,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll check back in, but I wanted to give you before. This is the starting point. So we got some warm soapy water and a cloth, and Kevin's just going to go over it with this first, and then once this dries, I have some Lysol dual action wipes, and I might go over it again with one of those. But he said I'm not going to be neat about it. I don't blame him. I wouldn't be neat about it either. Not this part anyway. But this has been like, I had this, my parents had it forever, like I said, but then we had it in the attic, and I stored boxes on it, like gift boxes and stuff like that, for years and years and years. And finally, it took me a long time to go through all the gift boxes that we had up in our attic. Do you remember the hundreds of gift boxes that they used to keep? The McAlpin's boxes and Shillitoes, or just all kinds of gift boxes. And I finally, a couple of years ago, I told Kevin, I said, I'm not saving all these gift boxes and I'm not buying anymore. So the only kind of boxes that I keep now are like really decorative ones, and I will make sure I get rid of them this Christmas if I have any. I know of one that's up there. And then I keep some like Target boxes and Amazon boxes just for like kids' toys that are bigger, or like Gavin or Enemy, if they have like a theme box for Christmas or their birthday, I can put a bunch of toys in one big box. But I've been trying to get rid of them every single year, and by the next Christmas we've ordered enough from Amazon to where I have plenty of boxes, so I don't have to. I would never buy gift boxes though. Like some people go to Walmart and buy boxes for Christmas. There's no way I would do that, because I would just, huh?
No need to.
No, and like I know in the United Kingdom a lot of times they don't use a box at all. They will wrap the article of clothing up in the paper with no box at all. And it's not like a clean box, but I mean it works. Yeah, it covers it up and you don't know what's in there. It's just not like a nice crisp box, but who cares? It's amazing just you doing that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize how dirty that was.
Yeah, it looks better, huh? I'll have to rinse it off.
That is a pretty yellow color. But Ashley wanted just basic black so that it matches anything. Okay, so this is dry and Kevin is going to spray the primer on. And the reason I got gray is because she bought black spray paint. And I knew that we were going to have to cover up this yellow. So I figured the gray would go a long way. Somebody has chickens. I hear chickens in somebody's backyard. Or something. Or is it something squeaking? That's not a dog. It sounds like a chicken. Did you ever put together model cars when you were growing up?
No.
Huh?
I know.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Did you spray paint them and everything? Because Dad spray painted the body of them and stuff. And he would have those little bitty jars of paint.
Yeah, I never did the detailed painting.
Yeah.
I might spray paint the whole thing like a...
Right, the body of it.
Yeah, I might spray paint the body of it like red or blue or black or something like that.
Right.
But usually I just stuck the little decals on it.
So what color do they come? Aren't they just a base, like
Depends on the color of the car. Sometimes they're black, sometimes they're gray, sometimes they're white.
Yeah.
If it was a bright color car like it was supposed to be yellow or something, they usually do it white.
Right.
But I would spray paint it like yellow.
But you never left it that color out of the box.
Yeah, but I never did all like pinstriping.
Right.
Painting the figures inside. I never did.
Right.
Way too much work. I enjoyed the assembly more than I did the detail.
Do they all come with figures? Because I don't remember Dad ever using figures. I don't remember any of his. I mean, if he got figures, I just don't think he put them in there.
A man that sits in the front seat.
Right.
But not always.
Yeah, I just don't remember that. But that smell always reminds me of him doing the models. And you know, that's very meticulous and detailed work.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it. That's why I never did it. I never liked doing that.
But he enjoyed that.
Yep.
Do you think that's more craftsy than what you do with the Metal Earth stuff?
Well, Metal Earth, if you think about it, there's just assembly. You're not painting anything.
Right. I bet he enjoyed the painting part the most.
Probably always do like painting.
Yeah. Okay, so we're doing the spray paint.
Really, it actually looks 1,000 times better.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks a lot better than it did. Just yeah, that's okay. You
can love now instead of after.
Yep. So you're using which one is this? Gloss.
We meant to buy 2 semi-gloss, but we bought a gloss.
Yeah, I bought a gloss and a semi-gloss. So we're using.
They look exactly
yeah, they do look exactly the same. So we're using the gloss first, and then we'll use the semi-gloss next. You know, did I ever tell you that my dad spray painted a whole car?
Yeah, I think you told me that.
My grandmother Scott's car.
It looked awful, sure.
I don't know. I don't know how bad it looked before, so I don't know.
Sure, anything might have been in that first.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, those old cars always had an old car smell. So, like, even though she drove it, after it had sit out in the sun and baked, it had a very specific, just a smell of an old car. Like a car that's been in storage for a while, you know? So even though she drove it, and I don't know if that was the because of the materials that they used on the seats or whatever. Yeah, but
Upholstery, whatever.
yeah, I guess so. But I mean, you're talking back in the 70s, and so even though it hadn't been sitting for a while, like for months and months, that's the smell that it had. Like, and not bad either. Not bad. Just kind of just like musty maybe, but not a bad musty.
Like moldy.
Right, not moldy, just like it, like cooped up, you know, like when something's been kept in storage for a while like that. And once you smell it, you always remember it, just like a new car smell, you know? I tell you what, Dad's truck, where it's new, it smells fantastic. I was telling Christina, I said, you know, you never forget. Once you smelled that new car smell, you don't forget it. And I had to have only smelled it from him because it's not like we've ever had a new car. The finished shelf, and we only did the 1 can of spray paint. After looking at it, it covered well, and we didn't need the other can, so we're just going to keep the other one, and we'll just have a can of black spray paint if we need it. It's not perfect, but it's going to be housing books, all kinds of paperback books and stuff like that, so it's going to be covered anyway. But I think when Ashley gets home, she's going to be very happy with it. We went to the post office today and picked up a package. There was no packing slip in the pack. It's from Amazon, but there was no slip at all inside the package. There was no name on it anywhere. But someone sent me the Beetlejuice original Broadway cast recording CD. So thank you very, very much. I love the Beetlejuice soundtrack from the movie, and I used to own it on, I think I had it on, I know I did, I had it on cassette tape. I had it on cassette tape, and in the, when you opened up the cassette tape, it had an ad for the Warner Brothers Studio store. And I've never been in a Warner Brothers Studio store, but I think that would be the most awesome store because you're gonna get everything that Warner Brothers has out. You're gonna be able to get a lot of t-shirts and stuff like that, or hoodies with a lot of cool things on. Of course, I could probably go online now to Warner Brothers Studio store and look at it online. I've never thought to do that. I'll have to do that. So to whoever sent me this CD, thank you very, very much. And speaking of music, Disney released the musical Hamilton. and on Disney Plus. And Hamilton is one that Ashley and Kevin and I would absolutely love to go see in person, but it's one of those that we could never afford to go see. Or even if you had the money, would you feel comfortable buying tickets for $350 and up? $350 and more. What would you feel comfortable paying that much per ticket? I know I would not. Even though it's brilliant, I just would not feel good about spending that much money. So that is why we don't go to a lot of live shows and stuff like that. I love them. I eat that stuff up. Kevin loves it. But you can hardly afford to do it. So that's why I think that's why a lot more people don't go. And I understand that they have to be paid and they deserve it. I agree completely. But at the same time, if you can't afford it, you just don't get to go. So I think it's fantastic that Disney Plus decided to release Hamilton. And because Kevin and I knew absolutely nothing about it. So we were going into this completely blind. Kevin was completely blind. I knew one thing about it. I knew that you were going to get the story of Alexander Hamilton, and I knew that it was modern day music. So starts in 1776, but it's very modern day, like almost like an Eminem type vibe music. And so that's all I knew about it. So it is 2 hours, 40 minutes. And Kevin and I watched the entire thing. And we had quit watching it. And I promise you, only like 5 minutes had gone by. Literally 5 minutes. And Ashley walks into the house from being gone. And I told her, I said, we just finished Hamilton and it was brilliant. Brilliant. And she said, I'm going to go watch it right now. And I went back, had no intention of watching it, the whole thing again. I thought, I'll just listen to a little bit of it because I liked it so much. I watched it again. So I watched Hamilton twice.
In a row.
In a row. In a row, back to back. And I'll be honest with you, I would watch it again today. Because I loved it. I thought it was so good. Now, Ashley has a different opinion. Ashley liked it, but she liked, like, as far as the musical goes, her favorite is The Little Shop of Horrors. And so she said, well, it doesn't top Little Shop of Horrors for her. And then she was comparing it to, like, Wicked. And she said, it doesn't have any iconic songs in it like Wicked that you can just sing like a... What is that they sing in Wicked, Kevin? Defy Gravity.
Yeah.
She said there's not a song in Hamilton like Defy Gravity. We've seen Wicked. We actually saw Wicked in person. I've got a video of it on, not of the actual program, but I've got a video where we went to see Wicked in Ohio when it was out. We did it, I think, for Ashley's birthday one year. We took her and a friend of hers, and we took a little road trip to Ohio when we went to see it. We spent the night and came back the next day so we could eat dinner up there. And that's the way to do it if you can do it. And it was just a special birthday gift to her. But Wicked was terrific. But for me personally, I like Hamilton better. I love the songs in Hamilton. I'm not going to tell you anything about the story because it's not just straightforward like you would think. There are twists in it. Things happen that you don't think will happen. There are discussions about adult subject matter that you do not think is going to be discussed. So I think in some of the language in the songs, they cuss. So
a little bit.
They say GD.
Yeah, it's not super bad, but
they say S, the S word.
Not as bad as some would say.
No, not as bad as, no, definitely not as bad as the Book of Mormon. I have to laugh about that now. But no, it's not like that. But while we were watching this, I'm thinking you won't get like elementary schools going to see Hamilton because of the subject matter. There is adult subject matter in Hamilton, and they do cuss. So even though they could not sing those parts, there's still the subject matter that a lot of you won't get kids going to see. So and both times I watched it, I almost cried, literally like teared up. And I can't tell you the part because I don't want, if you don't know anything about it, I don't want to give it away. But I almost cried both times that I watched it because it's so very, very touching. I like the way that they wrapped it up, the whole story at the end. I like the way that it ended. And these people that are in it are fantastic. They're absolutely fantastic singers. I do have to say, they show there's a king in there, and I love the king's voice. I thought his voice was phenomenal. But I told Ashley, I warned her in this one part, I said, you need to watch him. It's King George. And I said, you need to watch him because he's going to spit. And he doesn't mean to spit. That's not like, you can tell he's not spitting intentionally in this musical. But it's like he drank a big bottle of water before he went on stage to sing. And so he spits while he's singing, and this water comes out of his mouth, and then it's like dripping off of his lip and his chin, and he can't do anything to wipe it off, so he leaves it, and they get a close-up of him. Well, I didn't notice the first time we watched it. I told Ashley, I said, he only does it this one time. No, he actually did it twice. He sings like 3 different songs, but he spit the second time he sang. She said, oh no, he just did it again. I said, I saw that. I didn't notice it the first time we watched it. And so the second time I watched it with her, I noticed things and I caught certain things that I didn't catch the first time. And I will tell you too, I know some people do not like subtitles on their TV. Andrew is really funny. He's one of those, like, he finds subtitles very, very distracting. And you do not need subtitles. However, they're singing so fast. Like I said, it's like an Eminem type of music. So a lot of times they're coming out there and it's so very, very quick that if you don't have the subtitles on, then you might miss it. You might miss what they're saying, the words. You might miss the meaning behind them. And every single song, because they sing every word, there's no talking. There's no talking throughout the entire thing. It's like Les Mis. The whole thing, every word is sung, just like Les Mis. So you need to like that kind of a musical to enjoy this. But I just think having the subtitles on, at least for the first time you watch it, is very helpful. I enjoyed having the subtitles both times. But it was fantastic. I would watch it again. Absolutely. What did you think of it, Kevin?
It was very good.
And did you like it better?
I agree with Ashley. I don't think the songs are as, like, in your head, like, you're going to remember them for a long time afterwards.
Right.
They would never play them on the radio or anything like that. But they were good. It was very enjoyable.
Well, they would play one song and I would think, ooh, that's my favorite. And then they would go to the next song and it would be, oh, I like that one even more. There are particular songs, and that after seeing it twice, there are particular songs that I can say are my favorite over other ones. But each one, you don't want to miss any of them, because Ashley at one point, she was eating something, and so she was going to take it back to the kitchen, and she said, is this song important? Because she was going to carry something to the kitchen. And I said, oh yeah, you got to pause this. I said, because each song, it's telling the story, and each song has meaning, and there's meaning behind everything. They're singing the story to you. So this is definitely one, if you like musicals, it's definitely one to watch. I don't know if you want to watch it with elementary school age kids. I think that just depends on your parenting style and what you've talked to your kids about and stuff like that. I don't know that, honestly, if elementary age kids are going to get a lot of it. I don't know. It just depends on how mature, what their maturity level is. So I can't decide that for you. But I definitely think it's one to watch. And I thought it was terrific. My only question to Kevin was, we were going to bed last night, and I said, you know, like I just showed you that Beetlejuice soundtrack, how would they come out with a CD of Hamilton? Because it's 2 hours, 40 minutes, and every single word is sung. So it's like, you can't make a 2 hour and 40 minute CD. So I don't know how they would chop that up unless they put like I used to own the American Graffiti soundtrack, and the American Graffiti soundtrack is two CDs. So unless they make it 2 CDs, I don't know how they could do that. So if you own Hamilton, or if you've seen it, let me know, is it 2 CDs? And let me know what you thought of it. Do you love it? Did you hate it? What did you think of it? Kevin just looked it up. I was going to turn the camera off. Kevin just looked it up, and he said it is 2 CDs.
It's 2 CDs, and it's 23 songs per CD.
There you go. It is a lot of songs. But
and this is by the original Broadway cast, too.
Yeah, they were terrific. There wasn't anyone in there that did not deserve to have a place in there. They were all phenomenal. So it would be neat. I thought it was interesting that it said it was filmed in 2016. So Disney has had this, or somebody's had this film for 4 years, and they're just now deciding to bring it out. But Kevin said they need to do the same thing with all these. Wicked, all of these musicals, Disney needs to put them out so that you can watch them from home. So that if you can't afford a $300 ticket, you know, per person, that you could at least watch it on Disney Plus, because you're getting educated while you're watching these about history, stuff that happened. Trust me, you would have never known some of the stuff happened if they didn't teach you that in this musical. Okay, I have to tell you this because I'm looking up, when you're watching Hamilton, you can tell that people that are in Hamilton play multiple roles. So like they might be one role at the beginning of the musical, and then on in the musical that person wasn't needed anymore, so they're playing another role. So if you look closely at the people that come out, you can tell there's a lot of people that do that. Okay, so I told you about King George, the Spitter, and Kevin said he'll always be known as the Spitter forever. I looked him up. He's the main guy in Mindhunter. Who knew? He's the main guy in Mindhunter. Okay, and let me do you one even better. If you didn't watch Mindhunter, he is Kristoff in Frozen and Frozen 2. He does the voice of Kristoff. I think that is so interesting. And he only plays the one role in Hamilton. He only does the role of King George. So he's not in the ensemble. It doesn't have him listed for the ensemble. It doesn't have him listed for anything else but the role of that king. But I was just shocked that it's like, oh my gosh, that is the same guy. And I just didn't even realize that that was the same guy from Mindhunter and the guy that does the voice of Chris. I just thought it was very, very interesting. So last night the neighbors let off fireworks, and I want to show you what is left this morning. What they'll have to go out and clean up. There's some stuff in the road for sure. But then they have all this sitting over there. It's a mess. I guess they didn't want to pick it up though last night while it was still hot. So they'll clean it up today for sure. They did this last year and they cleaned up really well after themselves. But you don't want anything to still be burning. So, but there's definitely a mess over there. So just want to show you, if you're ever wondering when you're letting off fireworks how far they go, we have it on our steps, but all, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, all this paper and stuff in the grass, all this all over the driveway, these papers that you see, this is all from those fireworks. So it's all over Kevin's car. It's popped all over the car. And it's popped all over the driveway. I mean, it is everywhere. If you wonder, how could houses get set on fire? And it's actually, it looks like it's blown up on the roof. See it up on the roof? The same papers that are on the driveway are up on the roof of the house too. So that's how stuff like that happens. Fires is because of the fireworks popping. Kevin is going to put together the Star Wars Sith TIE Fighter. This is a metal earth, steel model kit, no glue required. You've seen Kevin put these together many times.
This one looks like it's got a lot of small details.
So how many sheets is this one going to be?
I think it's, 2 3/4. So that means they give you 2 and then there's a smaller one.
Okay, so let's see what they look like. I always like to show, in case somebody's brand new to the vlog and they're like, what in the world is this thing? This is a metal kit, and there is no like cutting with scissors or gluing or anything like that required. So you get these sheets, and it's kind of like Kevin's going to be offended. It's kind of like a paper doll set where you pop the...
No, I can see that. You get the little tabs.
Yeah, you pop the sheets out like you do, like you would paper dolls, and then you bend them into the shapes. And so
I like
this
the
one...
color ones.
I do too.
See, that's a newer thing. In the past, year and a half probably, they started doing the color.
Yeah, I really like the colors too. So this is how it starts.
You get 2, and actually this has got really 2.5 sheets of total.
Yeah. And then you get these instructions.
They've also updated their instructions now to see where they've got like the colors. They've got numbers pointing to everything, but see the colors? I don't know how well you can see that.
There we go. Yeah, we can see the colors.
But then when the colors, if you look over here, it shows colors. So some of the pieces, like I know that number 6 is red, but 6 is there, but it's also here.
Right.
So there's 2 6s in it. It just differentiates it between colors. And they might be on multiple sheets. So the colors help you find that piece.
Right.
Without them having to put 5 6s on there to point to all of them. So it's just nice.
And to me, this is as confusing as a sewing pattern. But Kevin can sew. Yeah, Kevin can sew. Kevin can follow patterns. Kevin's really good with stuff like that, where I'm not.
Like this.
And he has patience where I don't. So this is good for him. So I'll show you what it looks like when he's finished with it. So Kevin finished his Sith TIE Fighter. This is actually the next day because it took him a little while to do it, but he didn't have a lot of time yesterday to work on it. So
there's also tons of details.
Yes, it is very, very detailed. There's a lot of things that he had to do that you probably wouldn't even notice. But this was a harder one, wasn't it?
Yeah, this one's not an easy one.
Here's the other side. So Ashley's been working on some stuff for her classroom this year for school. So looks like you have a lot of letters here.
Yes. So I'm making a quote, not a quote, but I guess a saying on the wall for my classroom, and I can show you here what it will kind of look like. Don't stop learning, working, and trying until you're proud.
There we go.
So what I had to do, I tried to do it at first in a Word document, and the Word document would not let me make the letters as big as I could. So I opened up a PowerPoint and made, those are scraps. I put those over here. I made a PowerPoint of like just a blank PowerPoint and changed the slide size to 8.5 by 11, which is regular printer paper size, and made the words. And I typed them out in those fonts that I wanted. So this will be the word learning. So this is the L, and then I just cut them out. And then I traced it with a pencil on the back of this Better Than paper, bulletin board paper. It's by Creative Teaching Press.
I was going to say, it's really, really rough on the back.
Okay, so you might want to show them the label, because if you have a classroom or have bulletin boards, this stuff is amazing. It's a little bit more expensive. You get 12 feet for, I honestly don't remember how much it was. I think some of it I got at Hobby Lobby because you can use a 40% off coupon on it, but Hobby Lobby doesn't have all of the colors. They have a huge color selection. I believe they're by Creative Teaching Press. Is that right, Mom?
Teacher Created Resources.
Oh, Teacher Created Resources. Okay. But so this bulletin board paper, not sponsored, it's really, really thick and it doesn't show staple holes. So like if you're a person that redoes your bulletin boards a lot, not me, that's not my journey, but if you do, it's great. Then you can take stuff off of this and put it back on and it won't show. You can also use this as a dry erase surface. I'm using it to make my own letters because I looked for some pre-cut bulletin board letters that were rainbow that were gonna match my theme. And I know it doesn't have to match, but if I'm gonna be in there for 170 days, I wanna be happy to be there. I wanna be looking at nice, happy colors. So I'll show you in a second how I trace them as soon as they're kind of a pain to undo at first because there's a ton of tape on them that you have to get started. But you can show them some of these letters. That should be Don't Stop. So they're just big letters.
So there's an O.
Yeah, they're pretty big. Like that's my hand for reference. I do have a baby hand, but.
Yeah, here's an N. Yeah, so these are real big.
Oh, indeed. Okay. This is the part that I like the least, is like trying to figure out how big to make it because I don't want to waste and I don't want to scratch her table.
Did you say it was expensive or this stuff that you're using, this material?
I honestly don't remember how much it was.
Oh, okay.
It was part of a very big haul.
It was probably more expensive than regular bulletin board paper.
And you get less of it. So it might be the same price, but you get less of it.
Right.
Which is sucky, but it's so nice I don't mind.
Right.
Because I'll be able to reuse these for years and years and years. They don't fade. They're just nice. So I use a little piece of tape and stick it because it curls really bad when it first comes off. And then I take a pencil. Sharpie will bleed through, so you don't want to do Sharpie. If you have a Cricut, you can get your Cricut to do this. I sold mine. And then I literally just trace around it. You've got to press pretty hard.
I still get comments daily of people watching your Cricut video and commenting that they've ordered one and that they're excited. And I didn't tell anyone that you had sold yours.
Well, I just sold it. I really thought I was going to be able to use it for a lot of things. And here's what I found. I wanted to make like cards and paper crafts. Like I wanted to be able to make letters out of paper. And I just could not get to the point where I was making letters out of paper because even there were 3 levels of sticky, like extra and not as sticky, I don't remember, but it would stick too much and then the paper would rip. And it was very annoying to me. And I just couldn't master it, and frankly, I just got tired of trying and ruining my cardstock and paper, and so I just started cutting things on my own. So, it would be quicker with a Cricut probably, but I'm happy to do this. So then I'm just gonna cut this out, and obviously my outline isn't perfect, but it doesn't matter because it's gonna be
on the other. Oh, you were supposed to turn it.
I did it backwards.
Oh no, you did.
I've done this 3 times.
You know what?
Now.
You were talking to me,
and I shouldn't think about it. So at first I literally didn't even realize that I needed to do that until I made the N backwards, and I was like,
right.
I was like, this doesn't look right. I was like, maybe I've just looked at it for too long and it's okay. But no.
So she did it.
I did it backwards.
She did it backwards because she's gonna actually, the other side is what's gonna show. So
I'm gonna trace it
so
again.
you've done this before, not just because you were talking to me.
No. Well, the first time I didn't realize it, and then I haven't done it again since then, but that's okay. I just do it right over top of it. It's not a big deal.
Would it be easier to use a crayon than pencil?
I don't know. Maybe. I doubt it. Because this is pokey.
Yeah.
So it kind of works out.
I'm going to end the vlog with some questions. I have 2 lists. We only decided to do 2 this week. I hope you all are enjoying when we do name our top 10s. I was going to because earlier in the video I talked to you about Hamilton, and I told Kevin, I said I would love to. I've had it on a loop in my head. So like when I lay down to go to sleep at night, I have these songs from Hamilton running in my head constantly, but I'm really enjoying listening to them. And I told Kevin, I said, we ought to make a list of like our top 10 Hamilton songs. Because there's like, what did you say?
23 or something like that?
Yeah,
no, there's 46.
Well, I could not.
Is that right? There's 23 per CD. It's
Per
2 CDs.
CD, yeah.
I think it's 40.
I could not narrow it down to just 10. There's no way. And honestly, if you go, you can listen. A lot of different people have playlists of all the Hamilton songs. I can't narrow it down. And once you start listening to them, you're like, okay, but I love this one. And then the next one comes on. Yeah, but I love this one too. So I found that I'm writing down almost every single song anyway. So it's like, okay, we can't do a list of our favorite Hamilton songs because I like them all. I like it so very, very much. I'm crazy about it. So like if we had done our top 10 musicals after this, once I saw it, I would have said Hamilton would have been my #1. That's how much I like Hamilton.
Musicals.
Now Ashley's favorite musical is...
This is Real Life Vlogging.
Yeah, this is her favorite is Little Shop of Horrors, right?
A Little Shop of Horrors. Oh my gosh.
But so where would
Suddenly Seymour?
But Hamilton, would it be in your top 10?
No. Well, okay, yes. Just because I think I've seen 10 musicals.
What?
But just because I haven't seen 10 musicals.
You haven't seen 10 musicals?
Probably not, no. I like Little Shop of Horrors best. I'd like to see the Heathers musical.
You've seen Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, I love the Fiddler on the Roof. I like Wicked a lot.
Wicked,
I liked... Yeah. Now that I'm not as rigid, I can see the humor in the Book of Mormon.
I can too, but it's not that good to me.
But now that some time has gone by, I think
yeah, and I'm not afraid that God is going to smite me in the chair.
I still didn't necessarily like it.
I think if I saw it again, it's
vulgar.
It's still vulgar. It's still offensive. But I think if I saw the Book of Mormon again today, I would feel different about it today than when I saw it first years ago.
There's another musical that I like a lot.
Not me.
Not you.
It was awful.
We were worried we were going to be struck.
No, it was just wasn't any good.
People started to stand up to clap at the end, and we just kind of looked at each other. And
did you clap for this?
Yeah, I mean, we were like, sorry, Jesus. Like, I feel obligated to clap.
So Hamilton wouldn't be in your top 10?
I don't know. I guess it's okay.
And I absolutely adored it.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't watch it all the time.
I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah,
it was too long.
And see, I watched it back to back, and I've told Kevin, I said, if I could get Andrew over here, because you can't watch anything with the kids. You just can't. They're gonna be interrupting, and you just can't watch anything. So I told Kevin, I said, if I could get Andrew over here right now for 3 hours, well, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, I would watch it again with him. Anytime I would watch it again because I like it that much. So some of you are going to watch it and you're just going to absolutely hate it. But it's just, there's so many songs to love about it, and they're so wonderful. It's so well written, so well done. I just love it.
It's worth watching, at least once.
Anyway, so we can't go over our top 10 Hamilton songs because I'm just going to name them all. But we can go over our top 10 HBO series. Did you put yours in order?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Top 10 HBO series. We have not talked about these. If you don't have HBO, have never had HBO, I'm sorry.
And this comes from a list of like series that you can actually see right now. There's old ones that they don't have on there on
like,
HBO Max.
Right. So, for example, I went to an HBO website that listed like, I guess,
all the current shows you can watch right now.
Right. So, like, there was a show years ago called Dream On.
Yeah, that wasn't on there.
And it wasn't even on there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of shows that aren't on there. So
just keep that in mind.
Okay. So my number 10 was Sharp Objects.
I don't remember that.
We watched it together.
Did that have what's that girl's name? Amy Adams?
Yes.
Okay. I seemed like I clicked on it.
That was my number 10.
Mine's Sex and the City.
Okay. My number 9 is Big Love.
Big Love.
For number 9? Oh, that's funny. Okay, my number 8 is Divorce.
That didn't even count that one.
Divorce.
Carnival.
I've never watched that.
We watched it together.
No, we didn't. We've never watched that.
No, I must have watched it on. It was a good show. You sure?
Oh, I'm absolutely positive. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, it had a religious
yes,
to it.
You know what? I still
it.
wouldn't have put it on my list.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was my number 8.
Is one. It's a short show. It's like a 25-minute show, and it has Sarah Jessica Parker.
Is it over?
I think. I think they ended it. I don't think it's coming back. Yeah. I think we looked it up at the end of the last.
It's probably a good thing.
Okay, so that was number 8. Number 7, I put Chernobyl.
Righteous Gemstones.
Okay. So my number 6 is True Blood.
Westworld, which Tammy's never watched.
I've watched like the first 2 episodes, and I
still haven't watched the 3rd season.
Didn't care for it. Okay, number 5 is The Righteous Gemstones.
Mine's Chernobyl.
So mine was way on up there from his. Okay, number 4 is 6 Feet Under.
True Blood.
Okay. My number 3 is The Sopranos.
Game of Thrones.
Okay. Number 2 is Game of Thrones.
Sopranos.
And my number 1 you already named a long time ago.
Sex and the City.
Sex and the City was number 1.
That's more of a girl show.
I absolutely adore Sex and the City. I own every season of Sex and the City. As a matter of fact, Ashley has them all. She has all the CDs with her right now. So, but we both love it, and we both will share it with as many people as we can because we love it so much.
It's okay.
What was your number 1?
6 Feet Under.
6 Feet Under, yeah.
I like 6 Feet Under. It was a good show.
6 Feet Under.
I think out of the ones I picked, I thought that one had like the most story to it.
Right. And that reminds me.
But we shared a lot of the same ones, just in different places.
In one of these videos, I've been on TikTok a lot more. And I'm not like on TikTok as far as making videos. So like I have an account and I watch other people. I don't make videos.
A lot.
But what's interesting is you said 6 Feet Under and I did too. We love it. I have found this girl on TikTok who her family for generations, they've been in the funeral home business. And she will answer questions from people coming in about different types of funerals and what they do. I don't
know if I want to know that much about what goes in reality behind funerals.
From what I have seen, she has never talked about anything that
like morbid.
No, no, nothing disturbing or anything like that ever. But I could probably, some of the people that I named when I told you all my TikTok favorites like months ago, some of them are the same, but some of them have changed too. And also, it's funny because I have found several channels that I absolutely fell in love with the people. So like there was one channel, I don't remember what her name was. I want to say her name was like Natalia something. She was in the United Kingdom and she was answered calls for the NHS. And it's like this call center where like if they need more medicine, they'll call her and she will order them. She'll look them up on her computer. It's like, I don't know if she works from home or not, but it's almost like she works from home answering these calls. And so they were absolutely, I mean, she wasn't giving anybody's personal information. She wasn't telling anything personal at all. But all of a sudden, the video stopped and I thought, she's gotten into trouble. There was another girl that I don't know if I named her before, and I loved her TikTok videos. She was a pharmacy tech, and her videos were terrific too. She wasn't making fun of anyone. She was just telling real events that would happen, real conversations that she would have. She wasn't giving out any personal information or not at all. And they told her at work, you got to quit making the TikTok videos because we are afraid that one of our customers are going to come in and they're going to know you're talking about them. So even though you're not giving out their name, they're going to know.
Yeah, you would feel self-conscious if somebody's talking about you.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what her channel was based on. Now, there is a girl that I named in my way back that she is a pharmacy tech, and she's still one of my very, very favorites. Her name is Monarch Megan, and I absolutely adore her. She has long red hair, and she's terrific. And apparently they don't care where she works, or they don't know about her account. But that girl from the NHS, she's one of those people that I would have told you, go watch her videos right now because they're so interesting. And she's gone. The whole channel is there. So anyway, I do need to update you all on who I watch on TikTok. But another top 10, that whole death thing reminded me of it because I just found this death, she goes by like the death expert or something like that. And it's just really interesting. And truly, it's been more about the different types of funerals that people can have. And like in the age of what's going on right now, how they're handling things. And can you refuse to do a funeral with somebody who's had the virus? You know, just stuff like that. I think it's very interesting. So anyway, our second top 10 list that we're going to do is our top 10 favorite cartoons. So these are cartoons like ever. And there are so many cartoons that we probably could have named more like 20.
Yeah.
But I got it down to a top 10. And so these are going to span throughout time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Long time.
So my number 10 is Scooby-Doo.
I always hate Scooby-Doo. Mine's Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's quirky. It's kind of weird. It's kind of silly.
Why would you hate Scooby-Doo?
It got campy. It was always the same thing. Even as a kid, I'm like, really?
I'm talking about pre-Scrappy.
I am too. It's always the same story.
Doo.
They were good. That wasn't as big a part of my childhood as others. So.
It was a huge part of my childhood.
It was okay.
My sister and I both loved Scooby-Doo.
I watched it. Don't get me wrong. I watched it, but Courage the Cowardly Dog is better.
Number 9, Muppet Babies, and I'm talking about
that was in the 90s.
I'm talking about the, the 80s. I'm talking about the old school Muppet Babies, not the
not the new ones.
Because there's new ones out that are out right now. And so like if you go down the, like the preschool aisle at like Target, they have a Muppet Babies house and they have the characters.
I think they're making
I haven't watched that one. I'm talking about the one that was out in the 80s.
Mine's the Jetsons.
That's number
9.
That's your number 9?
Yep.
Okay. My number 8 is Beetlejuice.
Rocko's Modern Life.
Okay.
Because I never watched Beetlejuice.
And I love Beetlejuice. I actually owned some Beetlejuice cartoons on VHS tape.
She did.
And
we watched them.
And we watched them. Andrew and Ashley have watched them.
Yeah.
They were really good. I enjoyed them quite a bit.
I always like Rocko's.
Rocko's
Modern Life.
Number 7 is, I put one that's probably not even on your list, the Wild Thornberrys.
I looked at that one, but it wouldn't make my list. The Smurfs.
They're not on mine.
The Smurfs?
Yeah.
I used to watch them every single morning.
I watched the Smurfs too. I did watch them a lot, but
I think you were younger though when they came out.
No, I really liked the Smurfs. If we had done a top even 15,
probably would have made it.
They would have made my top 15, but not my top 10. Okay, so number 6 is Tom and Jerry.
Ren and Stimpy.
No, they did not make that.
I love
Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, they did. Ah, gosh. There's one in particular that we
There's
watched.
2 that's disgusting.
Oh, I know the 2. The nerve endings.
Yeah, where he's the tooth and they're going.
He's losing his. Is it Ren, the little skinny
dog,
one?
yeah.
He's losing his teeth and his nerve endings are sticking out, and
And he
just,
plucks them out.
my
And they stick them on his arm and they go on.
It's just so painful.
But that one's awful. But the one that makes me literally feel nauseous.
The hairballs.
The hairballs. Where he's licking that guy's back. Oh.
And this is in your top 10.
I love them. I think they're hilarious.
No way I would.
Hilarious.
No, there's no way I would have chosen that, because for me it's like it's not fun to watch that. It's painful.
That's
to
the only
watch
2
that.
though. Everything else was pretty funny.
Okay, so that was number 6, right? Tom and Jerry. Okay, number 5, Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold. Was that number 5 as well?
I think it's always interesting when we get the same one.
Hey Arnold was a great show though. I mean, it was really, really good.
Yes. Number 4 is Rugrats.
Rugrats.
That's so funny. Okay, number 3,
SpongeBob.
the Flintstones.
I didn't have Flintstones on mine.
SpongeBob isn't on mine.
Yeah, SpongeBob's number 3. I always thought he was so goofy, but I watched him literally when the kids were growing up, especially when Ashley was a baby. I would get up on Sunday mornings with both of them and let Tammy sleep a little bit, and then we would watch it every single Saturday morning. Every single morning.
SpongeBob would have been my number 11.
If you got a
Yes,
bigger one.
it would have absolutely been my number 11.
But I think I've seen them all.
The
except maybe some
Flintstones
of the new
didn't
ones.
make your list.
No, I mean, no, because the Flintstones were okay. They just didn't make my list.
Love the Flintstones. Number 2 is Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes.
Mine was Tom and Jerry, which you had lower on your list.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny, they had a whole hour. I think it was on from like 10 to 11 or 11 to 12 on every Saturday morning.
Yep.
And there was just such a variety. It was called like the Bugs Bunny variety show or something like that. But they would go through and you would see the Roadrunner, you would see Bugs Bunny, sometimes you would see, it seems like Tweety Bird, and I mean just
Sylvester
Marvin the Martian.
Yeah.
I mean you would
Foghorn
just see
Leghorn.
a lot of different things on there.
Right,
So it was
Leghorn,
always
Bugs
good.
Bunny? Or was that? Yeah, that was Bugs Bunny. Yeah. Yosemite Sam.
Daffy Duck.
Yeah, all those guys.
But I tell you what, they had a special on HBO one time. It was called Daffy Duck's Quackbusters. And if
good.
you do a search on YouTube, you won't find the whole hour show, but you can find little like snippets of cartoons that are in that Daffy Duck's Quackbusters. It's phenomenal.
They pretty much took some of the older cartoons and kind of all meshed them together.
Love it. When
It's
they
very good,
do
though.
Sylvester and Porky Pig, and they're going into that haunted house,
It's pretty good.
and somebody is trying to kill Porky Pig the whole time, but he doesn't realize it. And Sylvester is like seeing these creatures, you know, they're putting a noose around Porky
Trying
Pig.
to, yeah.
Yes, and I mean, he's just totally deserved. And Porky Pig says, "You coward, you," and you know, it's just so funny. It's great. It's so funny. Okay, so number 2 was Bugs Bunny. My number 1, the Jetsons.
Yeah.
Meet George Jetson.
My number 1 is Bugs Bunny.
Okay. Well, your list was good.
You had some that I watched them, but I didn't watch them. I watched them, but they didn't mean as much to me.
Right.
I had 3 that I scribbled out.
What did you scribble out?
Doug.
Doug was good.
He-Man. Because He-Man, I grew up with He-Man and G.I. Joe, honestly, those 2.
He-Man was a big one from my childhood. That would have made in my top 15
Yeah.
too.
And
because
then
my
DuckTales.
My sister-in-law loved He-Man.
DuckTales. I was watching that when I got a little older. It would come on in the afternoons when I got home from school.
Did you ever watch Captain Cave?
Oh yeah, I love Captain Caveman.
Yeah.
But that and the Flintstones kind of always went together.
Oh yeah.
They had them on, but
I've said
one
it
after the
before,
other.
every afternoon when I would get home from school, it would be a glass of chocolate milk and a peanut butter sandwich and the Flintstones. That's how I got to be the size I was from that. So Ashley thought that was quite, Ashley's just now walking in.
Walked in at the perfect moment.
That's how Mama got to be Mama. Is having that big cup of chocolate milk. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions for lists that you would like us to make, a top 10 list, top 15, whatever, just put it in the comments below. I am keeping a list and we'll go through it. We'll hopefully get to your suggestions soon. And thanks for watching.